Hey everyone, welcome back to Manga Storian. My name is Benny. I run a channel called Comic Storian where we do audio dramas of comic books. We can't do that over here, but I love to read manga and I want to talk about it. You guys have really been enjoying what I've been doing with One Piece, where I've been catching up on old manga and just giving you my live reactions to amazing things that are happening. Well, as I've said before, I enjoy other manga, such as Dragon Ball Super. So I thought it'd be fun to start catching up on Dragon Ball and handling it in the same way that we do One Piece for now, and we'll probably do Black Clover when all of this is done. Japanese words. So the first thing I noticed looking at Dragon Ball Super's manga is that the chapters and arcs are broken down a little bit different than One Piece. One Piece breaks down their arcs to anywhere from 10 chapters to 120 chapters. But for the most part, Dragon Ball chapters are broken down into Dragon Ball arcs are broken down into 4 different chapters. Now, I didn't notice this when I covered our last video because I just read the automatic assumed conclusion of a story arc. That's what I did, which is what you would normally do with this kind of a thing. So looking into it, today we're going to be covering chapters 69 to 76. I think I read into 77, but 76 basically. That is the universe's greatest warrior arc, which is 4 chapters, and then the God of Destruction power arc. And that arc is amazing, okay? But we're going to get to that. So where we left off with Dragon Ball Super was Maro, the guy that had magical powers, had the ability to suck the energy and clone people, and it was a pretty fun arc. I enjoyed it. It didn't feel on par with what the anime has presented with me, with Jiren and all those characters. It is Jiren, right? But Maro was a fun arc in general, and I liked seeing Vegeta kind of like take more front and center. He was kind of towards the back half. He was very much the important character we were dealing with. Going into the next arc, we kind of fell into what felt like a filler arc at first. 69 to 72 is all about Goku and Vegeta are training. Goku's still trying to master Ultra Instinct. He's not able to truly do it without thinking, which is hard to explain because the whole idea of Ultra Instinct is that he does it without thinking. But as we worded it, basically, he has to think to activate Ultra Instinct, which is why it's draining his power. While it's an angel-based power, meaning that the angels are doing it 100% of the time without thinking about it. So in order for him to go into Ultra Instinct, he needs to figure out how to just do it inherently, and that is what he's training to do. He doesn't have to activate it like a transformation, he can just be Ultra Instinct all the time. Vegeta, in standard Vegeta fashion, doesn't want to learn Ultra Instinct. That's a Kakarot move. He doesn't want to learn that one. And again, this is why Vegeta's my favorite character, because Goku's awesome, but Vegeta just always goes on a journey to become better, learn more, become a better person or different abilities, which leads him to going to Beerus. Now, Beerus has always been a fun support character, and I don't know if you think of Beerus as a support character, but I've always thought of him as a support character because he literally doesn't get involved. Ever. He just goes to eat their food. That is pretty much all he does. And he cracks a joke about him being the God of Destruction, and then he doesn't do anything. And then once in a while, we see Beerus be like amazing, where he blows up a planet or he does something, and he's like, but now I'm bored, I'm gonna go take a nap over here. You know, you're just like, okay, Beerus, you're awesome. So he kind of, in Beerus fashion, slyly implies he can teach Vegeta the God of Destruction powers. Whis has the Ultra Instinct Angel powers. Beerus has God of Destruction powers, and it is learnable. I don't want to say it, but like, kind of skip all the importance. Like, he explains to Vegeta how it works, and almost immediately Vegeta can do God of Destruction power. Like, he uses Chi power for like 2 seconds, blows up a rock, and then he's like, no, you're doing it wrong. Here's how you do it. And so he learns how to do it on a low level. So immediately Vegeta's just like, oh, that's it. That's how I get it. While this is going on, we learn about a new series of characters. The Cereals. Cerealians. Cerealians. I think is the, okay, I got it right here. Cerealians. And the last Cerealian, Granolah. Now, Granolah, for the record, I'm going to say Granolah. I think it's Granolah, like a long L, because there's an L in there where you wouldn't have if you're saying granola. I'm just saying granola because that's going to be easier for me to say in general, and I'm pretty sure most people say granola. Because if I just start sitting here in a video going granola, It's not going to sound right, and I'm just going to make fun of myself. Granolah is the last of the Ceruleans. They have this ability where they can see a vital weakness in their enemy with their eyeball. He's the only one left because the Saiyans destroyed his entire race some like 50-something years ago, maybe 10 years ago. It's the timeline I don't think is ever really specified, but basically, when the Saiyan army was working for Frieza, they destroyed his entire race, and he's the last one. So Granolah wants revenge on Frieza. He's working through a band of mercenaries known as the Heaters. The Heaters have oil, gas, like electric, but elect, and then Maki, or Mackie. I don't know what that one's supposed to be. Hold on. This wiki has the name of what it... Apparently, Mackie is supposed to be referencing firewood or a ribbon wrappable heater. Okay, so anyway, Mackie, Alec, Oil, and Gas are working with Granolah of the Cerulean group, okay? If you ever thought Kakarot and Vegeta and all the, Raditz, aka Radish, if you thought these names that were close to Carrot or Radish were goofy and funny and we all kind of got it, and like me, you were like, it's one of those things you don't think about until a Dragon Ball fan explains to you. I feel like Toriyama gave up making them clever, close. The names are literally Oil and Gas of the Heater group. We couldn't Oilea, Gasisio. I mean, maybe those names, but we gave up. We're just calling them Oil and Gas at this point, or the Heater group. All right, fine. Whatever. You know what? This series has been going on a while. I don't want them to be that creative forever. So anyway, Granolah goes to talk to them. He discovers a thing. Now, another thing that I feel is kind of getting pushed to the side of Dragon Ball is the Dragon Balls. Now, yes, I'm aware the Dragon Balls haven't truly mattered in a very long time. In Mauro's arc, it was simply, the Dragon Balls are a thing. Where are they? Conveniently, the Namekians have gone ahead and just gotten them all for you. And half the time, if we're using them on Earth, Bulma's like, oh yeah, between the arcs, I was using this radar and I found them all. So I don't assume the Dragon Balls are important, but at least there was still a minor plot point of somebody has to go find these 7 Dragon Balls. Apparently, this planet of Cerealia, a cereal or whatever planet it is, has its own Dragon Balls because the Namekian was put here forever ago. And that Namekian made 2. There's not 7. There's no journey. Nobody found 6 of them, and Granolah has to go find 1. They have 2 balls. 1 ball they already had, and somebody found the 2nd ball. So now Granolah can just make a wish. And at first I thought, okay, we're doing 2 Dragon Balls, so it's going to be a weaker wish. And maybe that's the case, but the dragon does not imply that. So, Granolah makes a wish to be the strongest warrior in the universe to get his revenge on Frieza. That's the entire plot point right here. Fine. While this is going on, Vegeta's learning how to be the god of destruction or use god of destruction powers, and Goku is learning how to fully control Ultra Instinct. So that's where we are plot-wise. It's cool. I enjoy it. I'm liking what's going on. Using 2 Dragon Balls because we've given up creative names, and we've given up even saying that there's a bunch of Dragon Balls to go get. Fine. He wishes to be the greatest warrior in the universe. The fish in a fishbowl that I forgot was even a thing until it was talking to Goku and Vegeta, tells them that he's like the prophet fish. I forgot this thing was even a thing until one of them almost ate him. I think Goku almost ate him, almost turned him into sushi, and I was like, what the heck? Oh yeah, it's the prophet fish. The prophet fish tells them the universe's greatest warrior has now been found. So the Heaters then get involved, and the Heaters decide that, so Granolah gets the power. He goes and shows it to the Heaters. Heaters tell me where Frieza is. The Heaters decide they're going to use Granolah to wipe out all potential threats. Use Granolah to kill Frieza for them. But what they want to do is, first, I forget the exact reasoning, but instead of just sending Granolah to Frieza and letting Frieza and Granolah wipe each other out so that the Heaters are free from working for Frieza, they decide to go get Goku and Vegeta to get rid of Granolah. I forget the exact reasoning behind it, but it doesn't matter because it's like a minor plot point of course, Vegeta and Goku need to fight against Granolah. The reason why Vegeta and Goku go to fight Granolah is because the Maki and Oil or Gas, I think it was Oil, go to Earth. They basically tell Chi-Chi that if they send Goku and Vegeta over to fight Granolah, that they will give Chi-Chi their weight in gold because Granolah is the bad guy and needs to be taken care of. And then, of course, Vegeta and Goku are like, yeah, totally, we are going to go battle Granolah because that's the strongest fighter in the universe. And in Vegeta's words, you don't take that title lightly. They then come back to Earth, they get onto the spaceship flies off. Another weird moment, they decide that for some reason, it's going to be like 2 weeks until they can get to Granolah. So they're going to train more. So at first I thought we were going to have a training arc. We do not. It's like 2 panels and they've made it. So why was that even brought up? I don't know. Why would, it just stood out weird to me because in normal Dragon Ball fashion, maybe they're prepping for an anime stall? I don't know. But they literally get on the ship and they're like, it'll be 2 weeks until we reach Cereal. Okay, we're gonna train. And then they're there. They made it. Okay. Whatever, we get there. That enters the battle. Now, of course, Granolah, Goku, and Vegeta decide to have their fight. This was another interesting moment for Vegeta for me, and I really enjoyed it. Now, Vegeta's got all of this super god of destruction power. He's doing awesome. He's doing crazy things. But they go into the fight with Granolah, and he immediately says, I'm not going to help you, Goku. Now, in the battle, during all of this, it's explained a little bit more. But basically what it boils down to is that since Granolah is claiming to be the strongest warrior in the entire universe, Goku wants to fight him alone so that then Vegeta can fight him alone to see how they pair against it. That's fine, that's normal Dragon Ball stuff. But Vegeta goes on to further explain it, that he's not really helping Goku or teaming up with Goku. He's been doing it because a planet's been at risk or the universe has been at risk. He's trying to help him to prevent this big thing from happening. But the battle against Granolah is not that. The battle against Granolah is then preemptively going to fight a villain, so Vegeta doesn't want to help Goku and tag team against Granolah. He wants them to fight separately because he still wants to be better than Kakarot, which I loved all of this because this was a plot point that as a fan of Dragon Ball, I felt pretty much got forgotten. Yes, he always says he's going to be stronger than Goku. Yes, he's always striving to be stronger than Goku. But he was always one step behind Goku at all times. It was always just a minor plot point that was brought up. Oh, I'm going to be better than Goku. And it would occasionally be used against him, like in the Majin Buu saga and stuff like that. But overall, that plot point pretty much, in the Universal Tournament saga, Vegeta got regulated to watching from the sidelines because Goku unlocked Ultra Instinct. So I do like the fact that we are kind of going back, and it's important that we revisit this concept with Vegeta because then he unlocks the God of Destruction power. So after Goku tries to battle Granolah, he gets removed because basically Granolah can move so fast. Goku can use Ultra Instinct against him, but he doesn't have full control over Ultra Instinct, so it eventually burns out and he ends up losing. He gets removed from the battle and Vegeta enters it. And Vegeta doesn't go Ultra Instinct. Vegeta doesn't go Super Saiyan, whatever. Vegeta goes God of Destruction mode, and he loses his eyebrows, looks very primal, and he turns into Ultra Ego Vegeta or Super Ego Vegeta. It's that line, basically. Let me double check it. Ultra Ego Vegeta. And Ultra Ego Vegeta is the Hulk. Now, if you don't follow Marvel comic books, the Hulk's concept is that the Hulk will get stronger the madder he gets. The faster you can get the Hulk mad, the fastest way to get the Hulk mad is by hitting him a lot. Vegeta works on a similar fashion. It's not based on rage, but the more damage done to Vegeta, the stronger he gets in Ultra Ego. So he just starts getting insanely powerful battling against Granolah. Now, this works better than the concept of the Hulk, because the Hulk also can auto-heal things. Vegeta's not auto-healing things. So he goes against Granolah, he's beating Granolah, he's doing amazing stuff with Granolah. The battle overall is amazing. I love seeing Vegeta do all this crazy stuff. Super Ego is now my new favorite Vegeta, and I really want them to bring back the anime so that we can see Ultra Ego Vegeta. So we have Ultra Instinct Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta, and then I think it was like Super Beast Mode Gohan or whatever they called it from the movie, or probably Ultra Beast, because Ultra seems to be the new terminology we're going to be using for our characters from Dragon Ball Super. The battle goes great until Vegeta finally hits a limit, and this is why I think it's better than the concept of the Hulk, because the Hulk doesn't hit a limit. That's the problem with the Hulk. You make him madder, he gets stronger, eventually he just overtakes whatever he's fighting. It's a similar concept to the Flash, where no matter what happens, he can just run faster, and eventually he'll win the battle. But Vegeta eventually hits a limit. He can only take so much damage until he's finally down. The battle then goes back and forth with Goku coming back and fighting a little bit more, Vegeta coming back fighting a little bit more. It was a standard Dragon Ball style where they just go back and forth. Loving it. The artwork was amazing. The battle concepts were awesome. I loved the moves they were using. But then I got disappointed in it. So it was amped up. It was super hyped up. And then we hit the end of this particular arc, the God of Destruction arc. And the ending is that Granolah, Vegeta, and Goku have a misunderstanding. Now, that has been implied and heavily hinted at this entire battle because they would say things like Granolah being like, "You're going to tell me where Frieza is," and Goku being like, "Why would we know where Frieza is? Worst Goku voice ever. We're keeping it in." You know, and then same thing with Vegeta. Vegeta at one point explains, "We don't work for Frieza anymore. I did a long time ago and I've been helping save the day. Worst Vegeta voice ever. We're keeping it in." The two of them, it's been going back and forth this whole battle, the misunderstanding, which I enjoyed because they brought up the misunderstanding right away, which is a trope in manga, comics, books, everything. And all of them just responded with, "I don't care. We're still fighting." It's like, cool. Okay, we acknowledge it and we're just saying, screw it. We're still doing this. But then the old Namekian that made the two Dragon Balls shows up. He's the mentor of Granolah. And he's like, "Stop! I recognize Goku. Let me tell you the story of Goku's father and how he saved us." And I'm just like, "Oh, we're doing Goku's father again. Okay." If you don't know Goku's father, there's a character named Bardock, and they love to throw Bardock into random moments within the story. Now, I haven't read further to see what Bardock's supposedly done as a Namekian, but I remember when I was a kid, the story of Bardock was unique and interesting and original. When it came out as it was a movie, I had to go buy the DVD. It was like, holy crap, there's an origin-esque kind of thing to Goku. But I feel like the biggest issue I have with Super right now, overall, and I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with Super, and maybe we'll go through an entire video where I discuss the overarching problems I have with Super compared to Z, because I am jumping midway into the Super stuff to talk about it. But I feel like Super just keeps retreading stuff that wasn't in proper canon, which isn't terrible, but I want to move on. The reason Bardock kind of bothers me is we just discovered a new transformation for Vegeta, a new power, a new ability. He was exploring God of Destruction, and there was a shot that my favorite character in Dragon Ball was finally going to surpass Goku for 3 or 4 chapters before Goku just discovered a new ability. But then we're like, stop. Let's go do Bardock. Now, like I said, I can't really crap on Bardock too much yet. I haven't read those chapters yet, and that will be the next thing I talk about here on our Dragon Ball Reading Club. But right now, my expectations are not high for the Bardock arc. But that's where we are in the Dragon Ball Super Reading Club. I've made it to how Bardock's going to be incorporated into the storyline involving the Ceruleans. But what do you guys think about Ultra Ego? I'm assuming anybody who watched this, like my One Piece story, has already read this manga. You already know what's going on. So what was the overall community's reaction to Ultra Ego? Because I like Ultra Ego. I like the idea that Vegeta can do something different from Goku. He's not playing catch-up anymore. I was so hype. I'm typing to my buddy at the time, Kevin, who does the editing for this, and I'm like, "Ultra Ego Vegeta, God of Destruction, this is awesome." Bardock? Like that's pretty much what I was typing to him. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Don't worry if you're a One Piece fan. We're going to film a batch of 3 of them. We're going to probably do those for the next 3 weeks in a row because Kevin's going on vacation, so we're not going to get a lot of editing done. And then I'm going to pick up a Dragon Ball Super. And when we finish up Dragon Ball Super, since there is only like 100 chapters and I'm already at like 75 or 78, we're going to be doing Black Clover most likely. So if you enjoy these reading clubs, these recaps, these reactions, let me know in the comments down below. I think this is the direction we're going to be taking Manga Story in it, and I'd love to have you guys be a part of it. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you next time right here.